So today what we do is, okay, we have gone through SQL, the basic SQL part yesterday. So up to that part, we will try to see practically how to create a table, how to apply data definition language, and then how to apply data manipulation language. Some most of the basic SQLs. Okay. So this is called Teradata SQL Assistant. Okay. I will tell you how to connect to the system, okay, how to initiate the service engine and all. Okay, but for now, as it is a basic SQL class, okay, where SQL is common for all the databases, okay, today we will concentrate on only writing the SQL in the proper syntax and executing it and verifying it whether we are able to create it or not. Okay. So you don't bother about this console because you didn't install the Teradata also, right? So once you install, okay, we have a session where we will show you the installation steps and how to connect to Teradata server, okay, how to connect through SQL Assistant, and how to verify our installation process. So there is a document, and we will go through that steps. But for now, please concentrate on writing SQL only. Okay. So if we have to perform any of the operations, what we have to do, we have to create a object initially. So create an object is nothing but applying a data definition language, right? Create table is a part of data definition language. So we'll use that create statement to create a table. So let's see the syntax here. Create table, table name. Okay, so this is my table name I wanted to create. And then employee number. Okay, we have to give the data type of each column, that is integer, comma, and then I wanted to have employee name here with a varchar of 20. Okay. So it is an assumption that you are aware of the data types, okay, what is char, what is varchar and all. Okay, if you don't know, please ask me, I will explain you. Okay. So it is a simple create table structure which I am firing. Okay, it is simplest form of create table. Okay, there are some complex form of create tables, but here we are going with a simplest form of creation of table, okay, with the simple syntax. Number, e-name, okay, whatever other columns we can have for employee table. Salary of decimal, right? Let's have 7,2. What is 7,2? So total 7 digits. Out of the total 7 digits, 2 digits are allocated for precisions. Okay, that means if we have 10,000.50, okay, how many digits it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, total digits are 7. Out of 7, 2 digits are precision. Okay, let's suppose if I put 10,2, then it can accommodate, okay, almost 8 characters in the integral part and 2 characters in precision part, 2 digits in precision part and 8 digits in the integral part. So this is what 10,2 means. Okay. Salary, and then a department number, which is an integer again. So it could be 10, 20, 30 and 40, right? So you can have an integer here, and then joining date, okay, which is a date format. Date is a data type, okay, and okay, let us have up to here for now. Okay, so we have employee number, employee name, salary, department number, joining date. Okay, we have all the different types. We have integers, we have characters, we have decimal, we have date. Okay, so let us try to create it. Okay, so I'm creating the table. So it is an execute button in the SQL Assistant. Okay, once you select the SQL and you try execute button, it will give you the status. Create table submitted. Okay, and this is the status of the completion. Okay, create table completed. Okay, 0 rows written. Means employee table has created. Okay. So now how do we know this table is created or not? Right? How can we know that? If we give select star from EMP, it should give some results. Even though there are no records, it will give a null records with headers. Okay, whatever column names we have mentioned, we will get a result with an empty records, but with a header, right? So select completed 0 rows written. Okay, so there exists a table called EMP, and when we selected it, it has written 0 rows because there are no rows available. Okay, so this is how we can know the table is existing, but there is no data. Okay, so now we are able to create the object. Now what to do? We have to populate the data into the table. Okay, so let us see the insert statement. Okay, what are the different variants of the inserts? Okay, so in the first way, we have to insert all the column values for the table. Okay, insert into the table values. What are the values we have to insert? In the same order how we have created the table, in the same order we have to provide the values for each column. Okay, and for integer columns, quotes are not required for entering the data, and for character and for date columns, okay, we have to enclose the data within single quotes. Okay, so let's see how we can insert the data. So your employee number is an integer, so 1 is for employee number, and then employee name is a varchar, so we should be enclosing that value in single quotes. Okay, so let's give a name. Okay, I'm giving 4 years as a name, and then salary is decimal. Okay, I'm giving how much? 1 lakh. Okay, good. And then a department number, it is an integer 10, and joining date, it is a date, so we should be giving in a default format YYYY MM and DD. Sorry. Okay, so I give an employee number, e-name, salary, department number, and date, joining date. Okay, so character and the date columns, date values should be enclosed in single quotes, and the rest of the values are as normal. So I am selected this statement, I am executing it with an execute button. Now see the status here at the bottom left, insert completed, 1 row processed. Okay, so let's try to insert one more record also, and then we will see the entire data. Okay, I am using the same pattern but with different values. Okay, I'm trying to insert other values. I'm removing 1 0 here, and department number 20. Some date. I'm trying to insert. See, insert completed, 1 row processed. So now if I want to see the data of the table, I will fire again a select star from employee and see. Okay, so the data got populated. Okay, how I have inserted it. Okay, so this is one way of inserting the data. So I'm just giving a comment out here. Excuse me. Okay, so now, okay, if you give double hyphens, you can write a comment so which would be executed. Inserting columns partially. Okay. So here we have inserted all the values. So this is one pattern of inserting the data. Okay, now I wanted to insert only employee number, employee name, and his joining date. Okay, but I don't know the salary and department, so I don't want to insert it now, and I cannot insert it now because I don't know in which department member he got aligned to, and I don't know what is his salary as of now. Suppose so he has joined, I know his number got generated, and I have his name and have his joining date, but I don't know what will be his salary and for which department he is going to work. So right now I cannot insert these two values. So how we can insert partial values? So in this way, if we try inserting only the partial values, so let's suppose employee number, name I know, salary I don't know, okay, and then joining date also. Okay, joining date I know, right? Department number I don't know. Okay, so only these three values I know, so I'm trying to insert it. Let's see what it says. See, the positional assignment list has too few values. It means we are trying to insert only three values where it was expecting five values in the insert statement. See, the positional assignment list has too few values. This is the error information, and this is called error code. The insert failed 3812. So 3812 is the error code, okay, and this is called error message. The positional assignment list has too few values. So how we have to fix this? We have to use another syntax of insertion of partially inserting the data. So how we will do that? We have to inform what all columns we are going to insert, okay, prior to the values. Okay, so it is mandatory to inform the number of values what we are going to insert before the values clause here. So what all values we are inserting? Employee number, e-name, and joining date. See? I have added this statement so that Teradata would know, okay, he is going to insert only these three values for this insert statement. So even though there exist 5 columns, I have to expect only these 3 values from the user. Okay. So now I will try to execute. See, now insert completed, 1 row processed. So this is called partial insertion of the columns. Okay. Now if you see, the salary and department number are shown as question marks. Question marks is nothing but null value in Teradata. Okay, all null values are represented as question marks. Okay, please note it. All null values are represented as question marks. Okay. Yeah. So to verify whether it is a real null value or not, okay, we can delete the record which we have just inserted. Okay, how we can delete it? Delete from table where if I say employee number equal to 2, how many records will be deleted? Okay, so this is the data. If I say delete from employee table where employee number equal to 2, so how many records will be deleted? Is it only one record? Hello, are you able to hear me? Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah. So how many records will be deleted here?
Two records will be deleted.
2 records, right? So instead of deleting 2 records, if I want to delete only 1 record, then what should be the condition I can give to distinguish these 2 records?
Yes,
These are
salary.
the values I can distinguish. Yeah, pardon? Go ahead.
Salary is null.
Yeah, where salary is null. Okay, so this is how we can represent the null values. So let us try. Delete completed, one row processed. Okay, so this is how we can use the null values. Okay, so the question mark which was there is nothing but null value. It's not a question mark character. Okay, so it is a null character. So we have deleted it. Okay. So now we will insert some other value. Inserted. Okay. Now a new record got inserted with new values, but salary and department number is still null. Okay. So how to populate the salary and department now? Can I do another insert and have the values for salary and department?
Update.
Yeah. If it is partially populated, and if you have to populate the other columns of a existing column, okay, that is called an update. Right? Update table set, what is the column? Salary equal to, suppose, some 20,000, and another column is DPT number equal to some 30. Okay. So update table set salary and department number. If I give this statement, how many records will be updated?
All the records.
All the records will get updated, right? So how to I distinguish to update only this particular record, to give another condition, okay,
Okay.
where employee number equal to 3, so that it will be updated only for this particular record. So I can give some conditions, the where clause, okay, where e number equal to 3, so that it will be impacted only for the record employee number 3. So one row got processed. So let me see if it is impacted. Okay. These two values got updated. Okay. So this is how, okay, we can insert values, okay, we can delete values, and we can update the values. So these are all DMLs. Okay. And we have seen only one DDL, that is create table. Okay, let us try to see other DDL statements. Okay, what is the other DDL statement?
Delete.
Yeah, we have drop, right? We have alter. So let's see. Let's suppose down the line, okay, for this table, I would like to add one more column. Okay, let's say manager number. I wanted to add to, I wanted to add manager number to this structure. So what I can do, the object is already existing, but I wanted to have a manager number to be added here. So how I can do that? I can do the alter table, table name, add manager number integer, right? So for existing table employee, I'm altering the definition by adding another column manager number of data type integer. Let's see. See, alter table completed, one row process. So now if I see the employee table, there exists one a new column added manager number, and which is having null values for all the existing rows, right? Because after population of data we have added this column, so there are no values to represent. And now how we can populate this again? Then update statement. update employee set manager number equal to 2 where employee number equal to 1. Okay. For employee number 1, I'm aligning manager as employee number 2, right? And manager number 1 for employee number 3. Okay. And how about employee number 1? Employee number 1, he is the CEO, let's suppose. So we don't have any manager aligned to him. See. So 2 is the CEO, let's suppose. Okay. 2 have no managers, but for 1, 2 is the manager, but for 3, 1 is the manager. Just like that, we can have some data populated with all these DDLs, DMLs, and all. Okay, so only one DDL which is left with is drop, right? If I give drop table EMP, then we'll drop the entire table. Okay, so I'm not going to execute it. Okay, you practice it once you create, and then again you recreate all these values with the SQLs. Okay. So we have seen all the DDLs, the create table, alter table, and drop table, and we have seen the DMLs: select, insert, delete, and update. Okay. Now we'll fire some sample SQLs, okay, the aggregations, okay, whatever we have seen yesterday. Select, and for that I think it's better if we can insert some more data. Okay. I'm using this pattern to insert some other data. Insert into employee values. Let me put in mute. I will release you whenever required. For DDD salary, again 10 department, joining date, so and so. Okay, now we have added manager number also, right? So we have to give this manager number. Okay, fine. Fine. 1, 2, 5. Manager is 1. Right. I'm inserting another employee. Input number 30. Okay, so now let's see our data and try to execute some other SQLs. Okay, so I have so 6 records, okay, which is having proper values. Now let us see. Okay. If I wanted to find out, okay, the salary of each department. Okay, let's suppose for each employee we have salary. Okay, for one it is 1 lakh. Okay, for two it is something. Okay, so for each employee we have salary, but now I wanted to find out only the salary of each department. Okay, for only 10 department, how much salary I am paying, and for department number 20, how much salary I am paying. Okay, so by seeing this value, okay, we can say for the department number 10, there are two records. So the sum of the salary of these two records will be the salary paid to the department number 10. So it is 1,25,000. Okay, and if it is for 20 department, so the sum of the salaries of the department number 20 is 10,000 plus 35,000. So it is 45,000. So I wanted to see that result in my answer set. So how I can write a query? Select. I wanted to group all the records by which column? Is the department number. Right? Select DPT number, comma, and what I wanted to find out, the salary of the departments. Right? So I wanted to sum up the salary of the same department number, and I wanted to show it in our result set. So the aggregated function, what I'm going to use is the sum of the salaries. From which table? Employee. Is there any condition I have given? The question is display department salaries. Okay, not the employee salaries, department salaries. Okay, so I'm getting each department and its corresponding salary by having summation of the individual records salary, right, from EMP. So there is no condition. I wanted to see all the records, so there is no condition at all. And then I wanted to group the records based on DPT number. Okay. And let us see. So this is the simplest form of group by. Group by is the keyword. See, so this is how I wanted to get my result. Each department number and its corresponding salary. For 10 it is 1,25,000. For 30 it is 65,000. For 20 it is 45,000. So this is how we can have a group by. Okay, and now let's see the data again. Okay, and now if I wanted to find the salaries based on manager numbers also. Okay, so within the groups I wanted to find out along with the managers group. Okay, for 10 department it is 2, the manager is 2. For 20 department it is 1 and null. Okay, for one record it is manager number 1, and for one another record there is no manager aligned. Okay, and for department number 30 it is again 1. Okay, so if I wanted to group the records based on department number and the manager number. Okay, so now I wanted to see, okay, within each department how I am paying for each manager also. So the question is display department number salaries. Okay, in manager segregation. Okay, so within the department, as per the segregation of managers, I wanted to display the salaries. Okay, so now we'll write the query here. Okay, department number, manager number, comma, sum of the salary. So now it will try to group the records based on not only the department number by including the manager number also, and it will try to find out the result. So how many results we are expecting, how many rows we are expecting in our answer set? For the department number 20, there should be two records because manager is not same. So this should be a separate record. This should be a separate record. Okay, but for number 30, the manager is one here and he is one here. So there is a single record by adding these two because the group is same based on department number and employee manager number. Okay, for 10 also, the manager is 2 only. So we'll get a single record for department number 10 comma 2. Okay, a single record from 30 comma 1. But there are two records for 20, that is one with manager number 1 and another one is with a null. So we are expecting 4 records in our result set based on the group of department number and manager number. Okay, department number and manager number. We want to group the data based on these two columns. See, for department number, okay, 20. So for one, these two, okay, here it is department number 20. For one it is 1, for another it is null. So we have two different records. But for 30 and 10 we have only a single record. How? Because we have grouped the records based on department number and manager number also. Okay, and here I have told you the thumb rule of group by functionality, right? So whatever columns we are giving the select clause, okay, we have to ensure at least one column should be applied with an aggregate function, and the remaining all the columns which were not applied with an aggregate function should appear on group by clause. See, whatever other columns existing without a aggregate function in the select clause, the department number and manager number. So we have to have these two columns present in my group by clause. Otherwise, it will throw me an error. Let's see what is an error it throws. So it is a very common error, okay, we get in our daily work. See, the error code is 3504. Selected non-aggregate values must be part of the associated group. Okay, so selected non-aggregated value. So in the select class, whichever non-aggregated values are there, all the values should present in the associated group. Okay, so this is what it is instructing us. Okay, in the select clause, whichever non-aggregated columns existing, all these non-aggregated columns should be existing in their associated group by function. So now only we'll get the result. Okay, so logically if you think, yes, you are doing a group of the records based on the department number and manager number. So obviously it should be at the group by clause. Okay, or the department number and manager number should appear at the group by clause. Okay, but even I mean if you don't want to see remember it logically, okay, you can remember it in the way that in the select clause, whatever non-aggregated columns are there, they should be appear in the group by clause. Otherwise, we will get an error. Okay, so like this, you can use a group by. Okay, so now by seeing this result set, okay, I wanted to find out, okay, all those managers, okay, whose salary is more than 20,000. Okay, I'm saying the manager wise department number salary, and here I wanted to display, just a moment. Okay, so here I wanted to filter out the records, yeah, whose sum of salary is less than 20,000. So I wanted to see only the managers, okay, whose salaries are more than 20,000. So how many records I'm expecting here? So this record will be filtered out, okay, and these records will appear. So I wanted to try to filter out this department number where the sum of the salary of this particular department number with the manager combination is less than 20,000. So logically it should not be the case because we are treating his as a CEO and we are paying only 10,000. So logically it is wrong. But let us get the data. Okay. How we can get that? So the question here is display department salary in manager's aggregation. Okay. Whose salary is more than, just a moment please, I'll let a call. call. Okay, so now we are trying to find out, okay, only the segregation values where the salary is more than minimum of 20,000. Okay, how we can filter out them? Can I use a where clause to filter out these records? No, because it is the filter based on the groups, right? So whenever we have a group and we want to filter out, we have to use in having clause, right? Having sum of the salary is greater than or equal to 20,000. So this is how we have to use a filter on group by. That is called having. Okay, whenever we have grouped the records and on the group, if you want to filter out the records, it is a having. Otherwise, if it is an individual record wise filter, then we could have used where clause also. Right? So let's see now. See, we missed one more department number 20, okay, with a null manager where the salary was 10,000. Right? Now we got all these salaries which are more than or equal to 20,000. So this is how we can filter out the records based on the groups. Okay, and we can have sorted order also. Okay, now if you see, these are not sorted as per nothing, right? So now if I wanted to see the result in the order of department number, such that it should start with the less number and it should end with a greatest number. So it should be in ascending order of department number. So how I can control the display order, okay, for the result set. So the same question, in ascending order of department number. Okay. So I can use same query and I can use order by the department number. So defaultly it should come with a ascending order. See, 10, 20 and 30. Earlier it was 20, 10 and 30, so there was no order based on department number. Now we tried to display the result based on the ascending order of the department number. So for that, what class we used? Order by department number. Okay, so how to display in reverse order? So I wanted to display 30 first and then 20 at the second position and 10 at the last position. So it is a descending order. So how we can make it in a descending order? By using a keyword called descending, DESC. So the first four characters of the descending spelling. Okay, we can use this as a suffix for the order by clause after the column, okay, which we mentioned, based on which we need to order the result set. Okay, so now I just given a suffix DESC, the descending order here, so that my order will be altered from maximum number to the minimum number. Okay, so this is how I can alter the orders. Okay, so here we have seen all different functionality of select clause, from clause, where clause, okay, we have seen, and then group by clause, and then having, and then how we can control the output order with an order by clause. Yeah. So any questions up to here? Anyone? Okay, you wanted me to show you any other patterns, and if you have anything in mind, okay, you can apply here. Okay, are you good? So I'll be sending you the script. Okay, you can have it with you, and whenever you install Teradata, okay, you can apply the script and can insert data, and you can have these questions to be answered. And there should be some other exercises also with this subquery and all. Okay, so you can fire those queries and you can get results for those questions. Okay, I will send you some other questions also like this. Okay, on the same data. Yeah. Okay. It is not mandatory to put semicolon after end of the each SQL, because here we are selecting the query, okay, which has to be executed, and we are executing. Okay, in case if you wanted to insert if you wanted to execute some set of queries at the same time like this, okay, we have insert queries here. So if I want to insert all the group of insert statement at a time, then we have to put semicolons. Okay. So if you wanted to have all the inserts has to be executed at a single transaction, okay, execute it like this so that it will execute at a group. But if you are inserting one by one query, then it is not mandatory. Okay, good one. Any other questions? But it is a best practice. We terminate each statement with a semicolon because it will applicable for both the ways of execution. So it is best practice to have a semicolon after each statement, but it is not mandatory in SQL Assistant. Okay, and if it is in any other utility, then it is mandatory to have semicolon. So it is best practice to practice in SQL Assistant also, even though it is not mandatory here. Yeah, so we're clear with these topics. So what we'll do tomorrow, tomorrow we'll give a break to this SQL. Okay, you keep on try install the software and you practice this, and I will start with Unix. Okay, Unix basic class where you can get some basic Unix commands to be executed and shown here, so that you can practice it later on again. Okay, so if you don't have any other questions, we'll discuss today and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, same date. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Kapil, are you there?
Good morning.